All right, fans, the pace truck is in, and are you ready? Well, get ready. Be ready, because in just moments, it is going to be thunder and lightning for the 6th time this season here at Lincoln Speedway. The green flag is out on tonight's 35-lap main event, and here we go.
Smith gets the jump at the start. He will be your leader through turns 1 and 2. Right behind him, the 1S of Schuchart running in second spot.
Logan Schuchart looks to the inside, tries to pull alongside the 75, but it'll be Cameron Smith who holds on to that front spot, with Schuchart chasing him around the top of the racetrack and trying to pull up on his rear bumper.
Problems in turns 3 and 4.
Close call for our leaders.
It's going to be the 19 car of Dominic Malaire.
And get lap number 10 underway right now.
For you KC Kane watchers, he is 14th at the restart.
Dietz on the bottom of the racetrack, making a pass by Logan Schuchart. Chase Dietz advances to second and will try to catch Cameron Smith now. Whoa, trouble in turn 1. Logan Schuchart backs into the wall of the train, bringing the field around for this restart to get lap number 11 underway right now. Here we go, fans. Green flag is back out.
Raymer looks to the top side on the restart. Cannot get by Dietz. Dietz hangs on to second.
Cameron Smith around the top of the racetrack, holding off Chase Dietz as they cross the line. 11 laps completed.
It's a 3-car race now for the lead. Smith trying to hold off Dietz and Raymer as they come through heavy lap traffic, and Troy Wagaman closing in on all 3 of them.
4 cars in contention for this one here tonight as Troy Wagaman shows some speed, gets around Freddie Raymer, and contact down in turn number 1. And now Troy Wagaman gets turned around and into the wall in turn 1. A similar situation to Logan Schuchart's earlier in this race. Contact, turns around to 27 and into the wall. Green flag is back out.
Cameron's looked fantastic in the lap traffic here tonight for such a young driver, and he may or may not have to deal with the lap traffic before the end of this race. But Chase Dietz looks to the inside, pulls the slider in turns 3 and 4, and we have a new race leader. His name's Chase Dietz.
Chase Dietz pulls a slider down there in turns 3 and 4, takes the lead away from Cameron Smith. Can Cameron get it back? It'll be 5 laps to go. 5 entering the final corner. It'll be his 4th win of the season here at Lincoln Speedway. Checkered is out on Chase Dietz.
Cameron Smith crosses.
Light the fires and kick the tires here at the Port Royal Speedway, and the Wipers Livestock 410 Sprint Car A main is green.
Mark Smith sideways in front of the field on this initial start. Caution flag is out. We've got one end over end upside down. We will go red.
Now he'll duck low on the back straightaway. There goes the Jonestown Jet as Zierfoss. He'll move up into P4. Battle for the lead in the 1. Lance Louise looks down low at Garrett Bard. Slides in there off for turn number 2. Bard tries to point it down the hill. Nothing there. Louise side once again. Puts the dirty air on Whittle. Whittle tries to turn the car. Throw a blanket over the top 2. Lance Louise now approaching slower traffic. Still works the middle. In turn 2. Does he slide high? Here comes Whittle with another run.
Now Whittle crosses down low. He's to the inside of Lance Louise. Justin Whittle, he's going to slide up through 3 and 4. Does Deweese have an answer through the middle? Side by side for the lead. Justin Whittle, your race leader. Here comes Brock Zierfoss in 3rd.
3-car battle for the top spot. Here comes Lance Deweese, but he leaves the lane open for Whittle. He'll drive back by. Here comes the Jonestown Jet. Zierfoss, he takes second away from Lance. We're going to have 4 laps to go this time by. Who's going to win it at the Speed Palace?
Lap traffic going to prove to be an issue in these final 4 laps as they're battling for position in front of your leaders. Justin Whittle down a lane. Here comes Brock Zierfoss on the top.
Nose to tail as they haul the mail down the back straightaway. Here comes Zierfoss to the inside of Whittle. Does he do a slider here off of turn number 4? Yes, he does. Whittle, he'll go back down the hill. Nose to tail. New leader. 3 laps to go. Give it to Brock Zierfoss.
Does Justin Whittle have an answer in the 27H? Brock Zierfoss slides himself, loses some grip. Here comes JW back to the outside.
Oh, they are close into turn 3. Ryan Smith tracking them down along with Logan Wagner. 4-car battle for the win with 2 laps to go. A mile to race. Zierfoss has it. Where does Logan Wagner shoot? He'll go up high. Here comes Ryan Smith trying to take that second spot away from Whittle.
Can Brock Zierfoss run away and high now with lap cars in between him and the rest? He's working the middle through 3 and 4. Ryan Smith through the middle trying to take the runner-up spot. White flag is out.
This is exactly what the Jonestown Jet of Brock Zierfoss wants to see. But here comes a late race run by Ryan Smith, looking to take that bottom side away. Can he pull the run to get by Whittle? No, into 3 and 4 for the final time. Brock Zierfoss is going to get his first victory of the 2026 here at the Port Royal Speedway. Second at the line, give it to Justin Whittle, and Ryan Smith finishing in a close 3rd.
Marysville Motor Cars pace truck going to peel off the backstretch to the infield. Chase Dietz, Brady Bacon approaching the Rabine Service Center start zone. Spring Valley Mulch feature event for the 410 Sprint Cars is underway. Dietz going to lead him through 1 and 2. Bacon second. Off the bottom. How about you, Cole Macedo? 2C car finding his way around BAPS Motor Speedway nicely here. Brady Bacon back around him on the outside. Closes in on Brady Bacon. That'll be the race for second. Bacon up the banking, able to clear the 6 of Knoxville. But Danny Dietrich is there. Hello! 48 car into the runner-up position. Dietz, 2 car widths off the top. Dietrich off the bottom. Danny Dietrich is there. He has caught Chase Dietz. And caution flag waves. 6 of Cole Knopp turned around on the top side of turn number 4. 17 laps into this one, 13 remaining. Looking for momentum. Here we go. Here we go. Dietrich with the slider. Dietz down off the banking, back beneath the 48. Dietz holds the point. Brock Zierfoss underneath the Logan Schuchart for 5th. Schuchart goes up the banking in on the cushion, and he'll reclaim the spot. Dietz around the bottom. Dietrich topside. Cameron Dietrich for the lead in 2. Oh my goodness, Chase Dietz. No room to be had. Somehow he made it work. Dietz your leader. Dietrich runs second. Schuchart is third. 9 laps remaining. Dietrich again drives it deep into 3. Jumps up to catch the cushion in 4. White flag will wave for Chase Dietz. He is now 1.19 seconds in front of Danny Dietrich. Well, he won last night at Lincoln. Last time here at BAPS, he was in victory lane. He's going back to back to back. Career win number 6 on the season, rather, for Chase Dietz. Danny.
Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Feature events underway. A good start for Aaron Reitzel. Nearly took a shot at Kyle Larson as Brent Marks is falling through the field. Nearly contact for that second spot down the back straightaway. Kerry Madsen goes by Reitzel into turns 3 and 4. Kerry Madsen into the second spot. Aaron Reitzel hot on his heels. Now Madsen looks to the inside. A slider for the race lead. Kerry Madsen takes it away in turn number 2. Kyle Larson back to the inside. He'll reclaim the lead down the back straightaway. Kerry Madsen tries to run the bottom. Here comes Reitzel around the outside. 3-car battle for the race lead at the front of the field. Kyle Larson leads lap number 2, but Kerry Madsen is all over him. Look at Reitzel around the outside. The track is starting to come in. 2 lanes being utilized in turns number 1 and 2. Aaron Reitzel's looking froggy here in this one, all over the back end of Kerry Madsen's car down the front straightaway. Reitzel aggressive maneuver to get by Madsen, and now Rico's going to take advantage. Rico goes to second in turn 2. Rico Abreu up into second across the nose of Aaron Reitzel. Meanwhile, Kerry Madsen falling through the field. He's outside the top 5. Kerry Madsen around the outside. He's going to get circled by Corey Day. Corey Day's up to 6th, just outside the top 5. Here comes Kerry Madsen back around the inside, trying to catch back up to Aaron Reitzel. Might be some hurt feelings there if those two get anywhere near each other. Larson with an aggressive maneuver to get by Gage Polkerbeck. Rico will have to follow suit down here in turns 3 and 4. Rico now gets blocked off a little bit there from Polkerbeck, and lose some ground with the 57 down the front straightaway. Larson continues to slice his way through a couple lap cars. Gets by the 71 of Christopher Townsend. 2 laps to go this time by for Larson. He makes his way by Reese Moran as well. 2 lap cars between Larson and Abreu. And now Abreu feeling the heat from Aaron Reitzel. The top 2 in the championship last year, battling for the second spot. Abreu makes his way by Townsend. But Kyle Larson is coming to the Allgaier Performance. 1 lap to go. 1 to go for Larson. He's got about a 10-car length lead or more over Rico Abreu. On the back bumper, Matt Covington. Larson, for the first time since the very first race in Las Vegas, he's back in victory lane with Highland Racing here tonight at Texas. Rico, let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Features rolling to turn 1. Big move out of Corey Day. Immediately goes to the lead. Brent Marks goes around. And we are piling him up in turn 2. Chase Randall involved. Man. Much better start this time for Reitzel to go down low and protect from Corey Day, who nearly clipped his back bumper. Day across the nose of Kerry Madsen, moving to the second spot. Down the back straightaway, Corey Day making quick work of the Madman. Reitzel running the bottom early into this race. We'll see if it works out for him, as Corey Day around the outside has a run on your race leader. Reitzel goes down low into turn 1. Corey Day, right rear is right up on the cushion. Gets a run on Reitzel down the backstretch, looking for the race lead. Reitzel committed down low. Day up on the cushion in his happy place. Hops over the cushion there, and Reitzel's going to pull away just a little bit down the front straightaway. Now they swap lines. Here's a slider for the race lead. Corey Day takes it away in turn number 2. Corey Day to the race lead. Aaron Reitzel back to the inside. They go side by side down the backstretch into turn number 3. Now Corey Day gets on the brake, tries to turn it down the hill, but it looks like Reitzel will lead this time by. Trying to put a bid in for that second spot, closing in on Corey Day down the back straightaway. Madsen going to be challenged down low by Sunshine. Tyler Cordy trying to get on the bottom step of the podium. Cannot do anything there. Look at Hank Davis make his way to the front. Davis gets by Larson, gets by Pursley as well. Hank Davis is up to the 6th position in the 17 GP. Hangel goes to the bottom. Corey Day, right rear in the cushion. Might have a new leader off in turn number 2. Coming after Reitzel down the back straightaway. They are nearly side by side entering turn number 3. Reitzel around the bottom. Corey Day turning it down the hill in turn number 4. Closing in on Aaron Reitzel for the race lead at the Tridine Stockyard Stampede presented by Relodyne. Off of turn number 2, Reitzel still trying to get by some of the slower cars. He'll get by Gage Polkerbeck into turn number 3. Polkerbeck up the racetrack. Day needs to try and get by him right here. He will do just that great move right there from Corey Day. Day stays right in the hunt in this one. That time by 3 laps to go. Reitzel around. Here comes Corey Day for the race lead. Side by side with the lap car. They try to go through like new leader in turn 3. Corey Day takes the top spot away. Aaron Reitzel back to the inside. 3 wide with the lap car. Reitzel back to the lead across the start finish line. Reitzel around the bottom. And Corey Day's trying everything he can all over the racetrack. He is all over Aaron Reitzel down the backstretch. This time by they will come to the white flag. 1 lap to go at Texas. Reitzel goes to the bottom, leaves the preferred lane open for Corey Day. Around the bottom goes Reitzel, to the top goes Corey Day. Down the back straight for the final time at the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track. Who is it going to be off of turn number 4? Aaron Reitzel's going to hang on for the win. Corey Day second. Third.
It is Monday, May 4th, 2026. What's going on? I am Jimmy here with Jay-Z. We are the Turn 2 Terribles. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. We got a great show planned for you. It is our first Outlaw versus Posse week. Outlaws are in town, Lincoln and Williamsgrove this weekend. We're going to talk a ton about that. We're also going to talk about what we just watched at Hyperspeed, the highlights from this past weekend. Pretty much just going to go right in order of what those highlights were. Lincoln, Port Royal, BAPS, and then High Limit. The Outlaws were rained out for the weekend, and we did see some of those. We did see Cole Maceda, Logan Schuhart in town, so we'll talk about that. And then whatever else you guys want to talk about. We see you guys in the chat. We appreciate every single one of you that tune in every night or every Monday night live. Matt, Magby, Santos, Mandy, Clayton, Dave Smeltzer, Troy Savage. Troy Savage says, hey, team, just saying, Dave Hare is probably the most exciting announcer. He's one of the best, that's for sure. What's going on, Troy? Murray Beasley, Trevor Stover. Trevor Stover says, who needs streaming services when you got T2T? Casey Helpler, what's going on, man? Corey Day is the hammer dog. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Mandy says, we need Carson, host of our pit reporting, more often than after this past weekend. He's at the Met Gala right now. How about that one? At the Met Gala. Who would have thought?
I want to know what he's wearing.
He,
isn't that
Christian
the event
Dior,
where
it
everybody
looked
dresses
like.
real crazy? Really? Isn't
Yeah.
it one where everybody dresses like real stupid?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's all, I don't know. It's
Fashion.
weird. Yeah, it's a big fashion thing, and he said he was wearing a watch that is the first watch his dad ever gave him, so that was kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
What's going on, the guys in the chat? Doug Kreiser, Ryan Good, Jaden Wolf, man, what's going on? Yeah, Jay-Z, man, how are you doing?
Great. I'm hyped for tonight. We're gonna not try to be here too long. I gotta get some sleep. It's been a long weekend. Tomorrow night's
It's gonna be a long week.
It's gonna be a long day / night tomorrow. So we might chase Rodman and speed run through this thing tonight, but we're gonna have a good time doing it.
Yeah. So the highlights seem like they're really fast because I put them on 1.2x speed, just a little bit faster than normal speed, so I could fit more in there without having to cut so much out. I do it like right before the show, so that's why they're not like professionally cut or anything. They're just there for us to be able to watch, let you guys get in the string. Yeah, let everybody get in the stream and kind of refreshes all of our memory before we get into it.
You ever like do an ebook or a podcast at 1.5 speed or 1.2? Like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing, and it has the same effect. You know what's going on, and I love it.
Let's go back one here. Let's go to Lincoln on this past Saturday night. We're gonna start there. Chase Dietz grabbing the win over Cam Smith, Freddie Raymer, Cole Macedo, Logan Rumsey, your top 5. Cody Hartlob, Tyler Ross, Brady Bacon, Dylan Norris, Matt Campbell, your top 10. Heat race winners were Chase Dietz, Cam Smith, and Logan Schuhart, who finished last, as you seen his incident there. Tyler Ross was your hard charger, 15th to 7th, and your quick time overall for the night was Chase Dietz. Dude was just fast from the beginning. Cam Smith got the pole from of this one, and he led a lot of it, and Chase Dietz just kind of got him in off a restart as he was chasing him down in lap traffic. We saw the deal with Logan Schuchart. We also had the deal between Troy Wagaman and Freddie Raymer. Freddie got into the back of Troy, looked like just a mistake. They're racing hard, but ended up Troy getting the shit end of the stick there. Overall, really, really good race, good battle between Dietz and Cam Smith. Cam did a great job of keeping Dietz at bay as long as he could. I think everybody knows that right now Dietz is the class of the field of the posse. It's just he's been so good this year, and he keeps continuing to prove it. Your thoughts from this one?
I'm glad I've had some time to think about this one because I had some initial thoughts and they haven't changed a ton, but I won't Nick Swigert this and MF anyone or the racetrack. But there's a few things here. I think Chase Dietz owes a couple bucks to Freddie Raymer for this win because I personally believe Cam had him covered. Chase was good.
Yeah.
Good. But I think they were very equal through lap traffic, unless something else happened in lap traffic where Cam had to leave his line. A lot of the lap cars were around the bottom. It was, on at least 3 and 4 there. So I believe, I think Cam and Chase were both very good. Look, for Chase, you got to be in position to take advantage of a yellow if it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is Cam's race, unfortunately. Maybe got out experienced a little bit on the restart. I don't know. I mean, but it gave Chase an opportunity. I don't know if he wins this race without that yellow. We don't know. Who knows what happens? But Cam was so damn good. It feels like this one got ripped away from him a little bit. On what, in my honest opinion, I know, there's no one in the field we dislike. We have some friends. This just so I was trying, like I said, the last couple of days, I'm trying not to be like just biased because we were close to Troy and we're friends. But Freddie just dumped him. It's unexplainable to me. You couldn't miss him. He's right in front of you. Troy drove right by him, got up in front, cleared. Freddie spun him. Like I don't understand the mistake. That was what he claimed in the pits. I don't understand the mistake. It's a car there. You didn't do it the rest of the race when there were other cars in front. Like, was this just like butthurt because he got passed for third coming down to the end of this thing? Like, he spun him out. Just spun him out. Like straight up dumped him into one after he got passed. So I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love it. These are the moments that give him the reputation that people that have given him. The things that create this. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. Man, it sucks. It sucks for Troy. Troy was just starting to get good, making a run for third. One of the few cars running the bottom of 3 and 4 as good as he was. Felt like he might have been able to get there. I didn't get to talk to Troy. I don't really need to get to talk to him, but I don't care if you're passing for third or the win. That hurts at the end of a race, right? You end up
especially
13th.
Especially with a guy, these two guys have been battling for the better part of almost 3 seasons. Ever since Troy got into that 27, these two guys have been at Williamsgrove and Lincoln especially. They're always around each other, battling for wins or top spots, racing each other hard, race each other with respect. They never had a problem before, as far as we know. And, I know Troy said when he won at BAPS, it's like, man, damn, it felt good to beat Freddie. You know what I mean? And there's like, mutual respect there. And, like I it's a mistake by Freddie. I'm sure he regrets it. And it's just, it's a part of it. He's got to be better for sure. You can't do that. But, yeah, it's just, I don't know, just hard racing at the end of the day. And he made a mistake.
I think you have a more level head than I do because maybe it is a little biased because you're right. You just made some good points that there's never really been tons of issues in the past. They race together a lot, nose to tail. You just hate to see it. You hate to see it at that point.
Yeah.
And listen,
it's still all 100% on Freddie. Troy did nothing wrong. 100%, it's still all on Freddie.
100%.
But I don't think there's
100%.
anything malicious here or anything like that. I just think he made a mistake. You just got to stop making them.
The other one, Logan Schuchart and Chase Dietz. This one I saw it a little differently. I saw this. I think Logan. Well, I guess I can't say differently. Logan made a mistake. I mean, he just drove over him and
Yeah.
wrecked himself. Um, and there's a couple things at Lincoln. We've seen this many, many, many times over the years. Entry to turn one can be a problem. An aggressive driver behind a guy who kind of isn't as aggressive getting into one, and that aggressive guy dive bombs into one, wants to get down in there, and you've seen guys run over other people.
Yep.
And the closure rate of speed is very high there when there's a guy really trying to get down to the bottom, and then someone who's trying to be aggressive and get in there first. That closure rate is huge. We've seen it time and time again in turn one over the years, and this had that vibe that, to me, it seemed like Logan guessed wrong where Chase was going to go, because this wasn't a scenario where it was a slower car and a faster car. These are both very fast cars. So Chase didn't underdrive turn one. Chase didn't miss turn one. He just wanted to go to the bottom. And I think Logan was going to pull a slider, so his momentum was going to be much, much greater. Well, fortunately for Chase, Logan wrecked himself, got away with it. Didn't happen the same way with the Troy and Freddie one, right?
Right.
A little different scenario, but still turn one. But this just had all the writings of Logan. I think he just misjudged where Chase was going to go, and it was too late after he shot his shot.
Yep. Another, again, very similar. Just, at least in this point, in this one, the person who made the mistake was the one that got wrecked instead of the other person. So that's a good thing, in that aspect.
If there's a good thing,
if there's a good thing out of it. But you hate to see Logan, who came here, after the Outlaws got rained out, came here to get some laps at Lincoln, and you don't want to see a junked race car. That's for sure, especially when you're in contention to win. He was up there running with these guys, looking good. You hate to see it. It was a rough hit too. I mean, they had to build a whole new race car for Sunday, pretty much. So a Frankenstein car, but it looked like.
Yeah.
But you hate to see it, but again, just a mistake on Logan's part. And again, both of them in the same spot, different situations, but similar to an extent where they're just getting a little too aggressive going into the corner, misjudging what the guy in front of them, and they don't have a lot of time to react. So like we could all sit here from outside of the car and be like, oh man, what are they thinking? But I'm sure it's a lot quicker in the car and everything. So
it happens fast.
Yeah.
No doubt. And we're going to talk about that here in a minute a little bit more. But a couple things that stand out to me here. Logan Rumsey, 8th to 5th.
Yeah, what a run.
I talked to Logan a little bit today, and he goes, man, if people don't see that Lincoln has some of the best 410 racing in Pennsylvania, they're crazy. They're just not seeing it. Like, he's right. And I've said it on here multiple times. It's a track that I like going to, and I've been to for a long, long time. It's the closest thing we have to weekly short track racing in 410s in Pennsylvania. And it puts on good shows more often than it doesn't. Week after week after week. 410s, 358s. We've seen some banger 358 races this year already. We've seen some really good 410 races. Fast, through lap traffic, late race passes. Just really good stuff. Cole Macedo, have a cool wheelie of him in 3 and 4. That boy drives hard. Man, is he a gasser. Like, dude drives hard. Brady Bacon is impressive. Every time I see him on a 410, and you watch cars, and, I feel like I'm a student of watching race cars. I'm a good watcher. He drives the piss out of a race car, Brady Bacon. And all the time, every lap, he's getting all of it. So that was super cool. Casey Kane setting quick time in hot laps near the end of hot laps.
Getting a top 10
super
too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Top 10. Time trials were in the 12.7s, which I have not seen in a long time at Lincoln Speedway. I think once last year it was pretty fast, but 12.7 and change for quick time, unbelievably fast. And so many cars under 13 seconds. When cars that, most people would say, hey, they're the back half of the field, they're learning, they're whatever, they ran a 13.2, like probably the fastest some of these guys in this field may have ever gone. As far as at Lincoln Speedway in a lap time, it's probably potentially the fastest laps that some of these guys ever turned. A guy like Aiden Hare, right? 358 guy coming up, probably the fastest lap he's ever made at Lincoln Speedway. Pretty wild early in the season here.
Makes that exact point here in the comments. 12.74 was quick time, possibly the fastest lap ever for Chase at Lincoln. Like they were all
lot
probably
of these guys.
Yeah.
Very many.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
were
few
on
in here
rails.
like Troy and Dylan Norris. There's a couple Tyler Ross. They've been around a few years. They may have had you know uh, other seasons where it's been pretty quick. What's Ann saying there? First time with these new tires, quick time was within a few tenths. What does that mean? First time with these new tires. This is a new tire?
I think
Can you
I
come?
think I wonder if he's saying the first time that they used the new tires was when they were within the track record, maybe like in the past when they first switched.
First time with these
That's the way
new
I'm reading
tires
it.
was quick time.
Yeah.
Expand a little bit more there, Ant. But I mean, I was there, but what did you see? You watched this one, right?
Yep.
You got the stream. So what did you see? Anything else that stood out to you?
Um, it was entertaining race. Cam Smith was really really good. Getting through lap traffic. If that caution doesn't come out, who knows if Chase gets there? I do think I think Chase was faster, but Cam was just doing a better job in lap traffic originally, and Dietz was also trying to deal with Schuhart before he wrecked, and then he also had Freddie and Troy sneaking up on him. So yeah, and then he on that restart he got him there, and then he kind of was gone. Um, but yeah, Logan Rumsey I think was the biggest one that stood out to me with the top five, just really consistent, really good. Cole Macedo as well. He's going to be a guy that we're probably going to talk about here in our predictions later. This seems like a track that would fit him here in BAPS, or two tracks that you would feel like might fit his driving style a little bit because he just drives hard, and I think he's going to be a factor. Um, Cool to see Greg Wilson in the X. That was like decided like the morning of he came out,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they weren't
the
the
X
team
was back
wasn't sure
out.
if he'd be able to make it or not. Yeah, it was pretty late notice for them. I don't think they kind of wanted to be at Lincoln. Robbie Kendall wasn't available. So they reached out to Greg, and I think Greg told him that morning a few hours before, "Hey, I'm on my way. Like I can make it." So it was cool to see him out there get some laps.
um, yeah, that's all though. But I mean, Chase Dietz just has been you can't give Chase Dietz a shot basically when he's up there. You know what I mean? You gotta
Yep.
you gotta be and that's something that I think Cam's gonna learn there. I don't know if there's anything that Cam could have really did different to be honest, but um, just this 23 is on fire right now.
Okay,
um,
yeah, and I'd have to go
mm,
back and look at some of the records. There was a race last year, the year before, where we were down in the 12s, not this low. It was close because I remember it was last year because I think Dylan Norris in the 358 hot laps would have set the track record if it was keeping time in the hot laps of 358s, which was after 410 time trials, I want to say. So there was a race last year that the track was extremely fast as well, and it was like, holy shit, we hadn't seen times like this in many years. There was one last year as well. But yeah, I mean, either way, freaking 12.7 is
yeah,
ripping it.
they're ripping there. Point standings. Freddie Raymer now still holds the point lead, 170 points over Chase Dietz. Then it's Cam Smith, Danny Dietrich, Tyler Ross, Troy Wagaman, Matt Campbell, Logan Rumsey, Kyle Moody, and Chad Trout. Your top 10. Chase kind of closes the gap there a little bit. We'll see. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out throughout the rest of the year. Real quick, the 358 feature. Cody Fletcher, another win here. What a fire start to the season for him. We feel like every time we talk about Lincoln and there's both of these divisions, we're talking about Chase Dietz and Cody Fletcher. Getting the win over Cameron Merriman, who was your hard charger, 9th to 2nd. Tim Wagaman, podium, let's go. Eli Tuckey, Matt Finley, Tyler Ulrich, Will McNeil, Chase Robinson, Michael Smith, and Wyatt Hinkle were your top 10. Heat race winners were Cody Fletcher as well as Logan Spar and Jaden Wolf. Big pile up in this one that kind of really decided it with those four that you see in 17th through 20th. Adam Carberry, Logan Spar, Brock Hammaker, and Jane Wolf. Those were your top four at one point. And we had the big one at Lincoln, as you said, in turns 3 and 4. Big pile up between those four. You hate to see it because those guys are all fast. And obviously they're all battling for the lead up towards the front. What did you see from this? What exactly happened?
So there's a lot here, and I don't want to spend the rest of the show on this one, but I mean, if we look at those four names, these are some of the up and comers in our sport. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a couple things here. First of all, is bigger picture. If you're not getting the stream for these races, and you're not staying to watch the 358s, you're missing out because if there's a racetrack for them to race on, they're putting on shows, and this was pretty good all night. The heats were good. The race for the leads, top three were really, really good at one point. And, y'all need to be paying attention to these names that are here that you see. You're going to see some of these names Friday nights, good racing. But, there's a lot of good young talent in this division that you're going to see, in 410 someday and like soon, potentially. So, if you're not paying attention, you're not watching, you're not supporting it, you're missing out on good racing many nights. Now, Adam Carberry was leading this thing. Started second. Brock Hamrick was in pole. He got the lead from the start and was kind of going. Logan Spar got the second. I think Brock was third and Jaden fourth, or the other way around. Jaden might have got the third at that point. Brock was fourth. They were running high. They were running low. They were kind of doing everything, and it was lap 11-ish. Logan had ran Carberry down. Logan Spar ran him down, and he wanted to pull a slider for the lead and just misjudged and got into Carberry, and they all piled in from there. So, there's a lot here. This is definitely on Logan. But I think, there's a couple things. And if I had Brock on the show and I had Jaden on the show, they're young guys, the age of social media, they got caught up in someone else's mess. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan. I have money in what I'd have back there, but it's very different. So I'm on a show. I have the microphone. I'm going to say it, and they don't have to like it. But in the age of social media, I wish Brock and Jaden didn't go right to it, and kind of without even putting a name out there, saying impatience, posting videos, kind of talking shit a little bit on someone else's mistake that they got caught up in. And I understand it. It's expensive. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into this stuff. I get it. But we were all young once. We were all inexperienced and still are. And it's very much a stones in a glass house feel. Because if you're willing to put it out there on this, when it's your mistake, it might come back around.
Right.
And I hope that you're fine with it. Right? It's just racing. It's like these the USAC midget guys a bunch of years, right? Whatever midget, they all throw these 2-story sliders at each other and call each other dirty. But next week they're doing the same
They're
thing.
doing the same thing.
They're doing the same shit back, right? And it's just what it is. They're all talking shit on each other on social media and this and that, but they're doing the same thing. And they're going to be on the other end of it. So here's my thing with this. And Logan Spar is what, third or fourth or fifth career 358 race.
Yeah, it's only a couple.
Battling for the lead, right? Battling for the lead against an experienced guy. And Adam has won races. Adam's run URC. He's been around a while. If there's anyone upset and mad, Adam Carberry has every right. He was the leader, and he's no longer the leader. Totally fair, right? Totally fair for him to be pissed off. The other guys can be frustrated, but to just kind of go after the other guy that you weren't even there, you kind of like slid into it. They didn't take you out for the lead. You're third and fourth. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't have got there, but Logan kind of went in there, and I talked to him a little bit, and he's like, I know that didn't want the result. I didn't want my own car tore up, right? The team he's worth, they don't have tons of everything. He doesn't want to tear their shit up, nor does he want to tear up anybody else's stuff. But, going down into 3, closure, same thing, closure rate of speed. He came from 305 division. It is a little different. He had a really good race car. He was not good on the bottom. He knew the top was going to go away. Thought this was my shot. If the top goes away like it does at Lincoln, and it did, it wasn't as good. When Cam Merriman got to second after the restart, he kind of tried to rip the top of 3 and 4 and was kind of even. And he's really good up there.
Mm-hmm.
Cody's really good, but it was going away, and there was, it was slowing down. So it was like he felt like it was his time to go. Can I blame a racer for that, for the lead? You'd end up doing that for 7th or 8th. Okay. Okay. Let's have a talk. This is for the lead, for a first career win. It's a mistake. I think this is what that division is for a little bit. While at the same time, I hate having things tore up. There's some learning that has to go on, right? There's some learning happening, and right as you see it live. And I really do hope as competitors can understand that more than just going right to social media
Yeah.
and understand that these are going to happen. Because listen, like I said, you're going to be on the other end of it. You're going to be on the other end of it. And like, listen, patience. Yeah, absolutely. I think if you go back and Logan goes back and looks at it, could he be more patient? Yes. But I'm not even really on that train. It is lap 11 of 25, but everybody just assumes the track's going to stay the same till lap 25. If your car's good now and you don't think it's going to be at the end and this is your time
You
to
need
go
to
and
try
grab
to
the
go.
lead,
Need to
you
take
need to go
advantage of
try to
that.
grab the lead.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I think I would too.
Yep.
In my mind, I'm evaluating going, here's my shot. Execution, I think idea is right. Execution bad. I can live with that. If it's a bad idea, you do it on lap 1. I don't love that. But everybody's kind of up in arms about lap 11. Well, by lap 20, he could be 3 seconds back.
You're halfway through the race.
Don't know, because he felt good where on the probably the non-premium line he felt good in and not so good on the bottom. If that racetrack goes bottom in the second half, do you think you're going to go drive by Cody Fletcher?
Right. And not just that,
You're not.
if you get the track position and it does go bottom, and everybody's
Now
trying to
you're in
go
the
there,
prime- you're in the prime
now,
spot.
yeah, you
You're
might
at
not be
least put
faster, but
yourself
you might be fast
right.
enough to hold the guy off behind you.
Seen it many times at Lincoln.
Track position's a big deal.
I don't blame him. I really don't blame him at all for the timing. Just because it didn't work out. This is like playing couch quarterback after the play's over. Oh, Jimmy, we talk on shit at each other about that in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe they ran a wide receiver screen there. Well, you can't believe they ran it because it didn't work.
Yeah.
If the goddamn thing went for a touchdown, they would all be geniuses. Right. They would all be genius. And we can all say that after the damn play's over. We're kind of saying that here, going, okay, the play's over. Well, lap 11, that didn't work out. You should have done this and you should have done that. Well, if the damn thing works, he slides and wins the race. Everybody be like, God damn, what a move that was on lap 11 to do that, knowing the track's going to go away. The result doesn't mean the decision was bad.
Right.
Right. Like, we're not in the driver's seat. They are.
Decision was fine.
But
it was the execution that was bad.
It's the execution. Simple as that. It was a mistake and it was on the execution. I don't blame the decision. It was the execution.
And Logan's here in the comments. Appreciate it. And he even says, even though I'm proud of our team to be competing for wins this early, I still feel absolutely horrible for my misjudgment during a heated battle on Saturday and all the teams and equipment that it affected. You live and you learn. I definitely learned from this one. And that's all you could ask. Just it's a tough deal. Made a mistake. He's owning it and gonna learn from it. That's all you could ask for.
And listen, if we just go back a few weeks, I watched a 358 race where they ran over each other for the first 8-10 laps of this race. It took them 3 reds and 4 yellows, and these were experienced guys running over each other.
Yeah,
come on. I mean, let's again. I get it because your shit got tore up. It's expensive. It ain't. And no, it's not. And it's not an endless. There's not a money tree in everybody's backyard. I get that. But let's pump the brakes a little on the hate. That ain't going to help. That's not going to put asses in seats for fans. Y'all fighting each other isn't going to put more fans in the seats. The racing will. And it was really, really good. So again, I don't want to spend all night on this. I know it's, the second division and I'm not shitting on that, but I just wanted to spend a couple minutes on it because I like all these guys and all of them are going to make mistakes and have made mistakes. And as long as we can learn from it and get better and go from there, because I would rather a guy make a mistake going after it than spinning himself out, laying up, not driving the car hard, just settling for it. That's not competition. That's not what everybody wants to see. If they did that, they'd all ride in the line all damn night.
It's always a fine line, right? You want them to be where you got to find that line of not being overly aggressive and all that. It's a hard line to find, and the best ones tend to do it. That's why you see a guy like Cody Fletcher right now, a lot of experience, knows that line, knows his limitation, and that's why he's winning some races right now. And he's fast. He's putting himself in position. There's nights where he is just the flat out, just the fastest car, but not all the time, and he's putting himself in position to win. You know what I mean? And
100%. It was funny. Cody gets out in victory lane and they kind of said, did you know? He goes, oh, I thought the top 2 wrecked. He goes, I had no idea there was 4 of them. He goes, I restarted and I was like, I'm the leader. Wait a minute. What happened? What's going on here? So it's that kind of year for him, right? So far, it's just kind of been the way it's fallen and he took advantage of it. But I tell you what, Cam Merriman gave him all he could handle. I don't know if Cody knew that he was out there just ripping and buzzing the top as hard as he was up there. I mean, he had to have known. He probably heard him, but like, man, Cam was good. And I tell you what else, that 45 was sneaking in the
Yeah.
picture at the end of that race. The old 45 was down there digging on the bottom. And
Yeah.
I think
Shout out
Cam was
Aunt
still
Bay.
trying to Cameron was still trying to rip the top at the end and like, hey, this is where I'm comfortable. I'm going to keep going. But old Timmy Wagaman, man, he was running down there, just kind of digging. And Eli Tuckey, couple things here with Eli. 10th to 4th, right? Got a little bit of help with that accident, but held his own, did his thing. And then he's got a little one on the way. He was on call like he was going to split. He's got a little one on the way. So I don't know if that happened or not. And actually, there was 2 of them. Eli Tuckey and Cameron Merriman both are expecting like any minute, any hour, any day. Both of them, same time. They were both in the pits going, we got our phones ready. We're out of here. Like, we're gone if we get the call. It was crazy. And they were parked like 3 trailers apart. They're like on call. So, best wishes to them and their families. Hopefully happens during like a Tuesday so they can be back on a Saturday and race, Sounds like actually they got a week or 2.
No, it'd be perfect this week, right?
Yeah, this is a perfect week. They'll be ready to go for the next 358 race. So, but all in all, Cody Fletcher got the job done again. Tyler Ulrich out there made it. He's been at a couple of races now. Got some laps under his belt. I like it. I'm gonna do one more here, and there's a lot of people here I could talk about in this, but Will McNeil, this kid, watched him I think the end of the year before and then last year. From where he's kind of like I've been watching him, where he started to where he's at now. What an improvement. Now, he's a wild man, number one. He's a wild man. I got some pictures and I got him. He almost self-detonated his own bomb in his heat race in turn 3 just by himself, just drove it in there and it went all the way up and he backed it into the fence with the tail tank, bounced off of it and kept going. Like on his own. I was like, buddy, relax. But he passed, he went up there, went to the back, passed a bunch of cars, got in the feature, and was digging. He's learning quick. He's not a guy we're going to have to tell to speed up. That's for sure. He is not a guy we're going to have to say, hey man, you got to stand on it harder. And those are the ones you want to watch and see if they progress and mature and get it. And that's not that different than Logan and Brock and Jaden. That development of saying, okay, we don't have to tell these guys to go faster.
Right.
We got to bring them back a little bit when it's time.
You much would rather that than the other way around. That's 100%.
100% agree. If you have to tell someone to go harder, it's not great.
Yeah, because you're not going to get there.
But thank you all for letting me stand on my soapbox about this one. I appreciate it.
Tyler Murray says, can we get a bounty out for Cody yet? He's won every heat race and feature he's been in so far at Lincoln. That's insane. That's an insane stat. What is 5 races now?
Wow.
4 or 5 races? That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like every single time I feel like we've talked about a Lincoln race today, I feel like it's been Dietz and Fletcher every single time. So, well earned. Brock Hammaker, what's going on, man? I respect Logan, Jaden, and Adam Carberry. Appreciate Logan for saying what he did. I messed up yelling at the man like Logan said. We live and learn, and I definitely learned Saturday night. I'm going to take this lesson, learn and move on. That is, look at that. You see that? That's all you can do. I mean, it's just, you're going to have those racing deals where somebody else screws up and you get piled into it and you're going to be pissed off because now you have to go pay and fix a bunch of shit and it sucks, but
it won't be the last time.
It won't be the last one. Yeah, it's just how it is. Yeah, I mean, for me, I would be like, you could still.
Shit, we do that to each other on
that's what
iRacing.
I was just gonna say. You could still go motherfuck the person, but like,
competition breeds that.
Yeah,
but there's respect going. Hey, man, I was pissed. You obviously know I was. Yeah. We're cool, man. Let's go get them next week. Like that. Those conversations can happen, right? I think the conversation between Logan and Adam's a little different. Hey, man to man.
Yeah.
The other guys come in going, hey, man, I'm pissed. I don't love it, but hey, we're cool, brother. Let's go get them next week, right? Like, hell, I don't blame. Like I said, I don't blame them a bit for the emotions of it because we do that shit we get mad, pissed off at each other over cartoon iRacing incidents. Like this is real life with real shit on the line. So yeah, no, I get it completely.
Any other final thoughts from Lincoln? before we move on over to Port Royal?
No.
Nope. I don't have the 358 points. I'm pretty sure Fletcher's still leading the points. I'll have to
Think
take a
so?
look at them. Yeah. I'll have them for next time. I forgot to do those. My bad. Port Royal Speedway on Saturday night. Also raced while Lincoln was doing their Outlaw tune-up, and this was another great feature. Back-to-back really good 410 features. Seemed like pretty good surface. Has me feeling pretty good for Weikert and stuff coming up. Brock Zierfoss gets the win over Justin Whittle, who those two guys had a great battle. Ryan Smith tried to snooker them both at the end there, finishes third. Logan Wagner, Lance DeWeese, your top five. Garrett Bard, Austin Bishop, Dale Blaney making the trip. Doug Hammaker and AJ Flick. Your top 10, your heat race winners were Justin Whittle, Ryan Smith, Rick Lafferty, and Steve Buckwalter. And your hard charger from 24th to 15th was Cody Lehman. Big thing outside of this, first lap there, Mark Smith, who was starting second, got a little sideways. Most of the field missed him, except unfortunately another guy that just doesn't seem to have luck. We were talking about Jaden Wolf, and another guy that just doesn't seem to have good luck is Jay Karchner. Just clips him trying to avoid. He was a bit further back in the pack and landed really hard on the frame, I guess, and he had to get extracted from the car, go to the hospital. Everything did come back, I guess, negative. He is okay, probably sore, but nothing broken, thank God. It's going to be a continued topic in the sport. We're not going to go there with back injuries, but we're glad to hear that Karchner is okay. Boy, that he, like, even when he won, it was still like, you know what I mean? Like, he still had shit luck that night to an extent. Like, just feel bad for that guy. But glad to hear that he's okay. Danny Dietrich, later on, I think it was on the ensuing restart. It wasn't in the highlights. He got a little sideways. I think it was either he checked up. We didn't see the whole wreck on the stream. Either he got sideways or somebody else in front of him got sideways, and they checked up, and he ended up getting rear-ended. It ended up spinning somebody else out. I think Steve Buckwalter was involved in that one. And then Danny's tail tank was actually leaking fuel, and they basically tried to stop him twice, and then they finally sent him off, which I know Danny was probably upset about that, but I mean, you're leaking fuel, man. Like, can't be out there. I don't know.
Here's my question on this, and again, this is where I can plead ignorance. I don't know. Danny's a smart guy. He knows the rule books. He knows. I mean, he is a student of the game because he has to be. He lives it on and off the racetrack. If he's stopping and saying, "Hey, we don't know what was said to the officials," but if he's fighting to stay on the racetrack, whether you're a driver, you're a track worker, you're a crew guy, and you have some insight here on this, I would love to hear it, because I think to the normal person, like, Jimmy and I were like, "No, bro, you're leaking fuel, and this shit ain't no joke. Get off the racetrack." Who knows?
I wonder if the thought process is once you get going, it wouldn't leak. I don't know. I don't know if that's.
I don't know how physics works that way.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to know if anyone has input. I mean, no one has to be right in the comments. Common sense to me said, no, you shouldn't be out there. As much as we talk about fuel cells and fuel and these cars, a car with a visibly leaking fuel tank doesn't seem like they should be on the racetrack to me. But I don't know what was said. I don't know if Billy's watching tonight, or maybe he has some insight for us. Again, I don't know if there's a right answer, because Port Royal made their ultimate decision. No, get off the racetrack. But I'm curious what the debate was.
I'm not sure, because they stopped him once, and then when he pulled away from when he was stopped, it was you could see a huge puddle from where he was, but then you didn't really see anything else. So I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't really know, but he ended up having to get sent off. Sucks for him, because he had a pretty decent starting spot. See what he would have did. And get involved in this. But the show was first. Garrett Bard had the lead for a little bit. Lance Deweese ends up getting around him, and Lance just doing Lance things, just kind of running sort of like middle. Couldn't really get around him up on the top. Made his car as wide as possible. Whittle got there. He was ripping the absolute shit out of the fence. He caught Lance real quick, and then like I said, Lance was making his car wide. That allowed Brock Zierfoss to close in on both of those guys. Whittle got around him. Then it was between Zierfoss and Whittle, and they put on a hell of a show to end the race. And like I said, Ryan Smith was all of a sudden he pops into the picture, running the low side in the 69K. And you thought, like, hey, maybe if they get hung up at all in those last 2 laps, he could maybe make a way around them. But that didn't happen. Brock Zierfoss getting a win here, a much deserved win. He's been very, very fast. We've been talking about him the past few weeks. Man, if he could just finish a race. Every time they have speed, it seems like something breaks and he has to pull off. And but didn't happen this time, and he got the win. And also, and Justin was in the Hefner 20 or the Hefner South 27H, the Kurt Michael car. So that was pretty cool. Also, shout out Brett Strickler. Brett Strickler finished second in his heat race. This is only it's his third time to put, but really only his second start, because the third time he blew up, I think either in hot laps or the beginning of his heat. Goes out
during the heat, I think.
Yeah, and there were 32 cars here, so it wasn't just like a gimme to get in this here. There's 32 cars that showed out, and finished the second in his heat by holding off Lance Deweese and Dale Blaney at a place that it's only really his second time there. Like, pretty impressive, and then goes on to finish 13th here. And we talked to him yesterday, and he said he had a blast. It was so fun. He's like, hey, I don't really have what it takes yet to rip the top yet. That takes some balls, like guys like Whittle and Zierfoss, man. Like they absolutely, they know what it takes to run up there, and you got to have some balls. And Brett's like, I'm not quite there yet, but I think he'll be there soon if he makes a couple more starts there. Billy Dietrich also made the trip out. He finished the 17th here, looked pretty good. All in all, just a fantastic race. Congratulations to Brock and good run. I saw Justin here. Justin Whittle said the top of 1 and 2 was still slimy from them doing track work before the feature. So I think that might have been a problem maybe on some of those starts. Maybe what he was implying.
But I mean, Justin, I got to tell you, my friend, you got out Justin Whittle in this one, brother. You get the lead and going by Lance at Mach Jesus and gone, and you let this guy run you down and out whittle you on the top. Come on, brother. But anyway, no, this is good for Brock. Like you said, he has had speed, got the lead, took advantage, and really probably the best car other than Ryan Smith. Where did he come from? And by the way, kind of like Lance, they had to have missed it a little bit, right? Because he's won a few races at Port Royal, and it looked like the bottom came in really, really late. It's like Lance kind of needed to be up a little bit higher. Brock was exactly right. Yeah, he's like, what'd you think of that, brother? Got you beat you at your own game. But like Lance, they must have missed it a little bit because Ryan was really good at the end. It was the place where Lance would want to be. They had to have just missed it, and I think it just came in a little bit late for those guys that are down there. But Ryan, man, when it got good there, he was really, really good. Like, it took all Justin had to hold him off at the line, I think. So, and probably good for Brock. It wasn't 5 more laps. Because I don't know what would have happened. Like, Brock was really, really good. And I don't know if listen, all it would have taken was one lap car killed momentum on a surface like that cars running the top are absolutely murdered, because it takes almost a whole nother lap, depending on where that momentum got broken, to get going, because it was thin and narrow on the top of both ends. You're not getting your momentum back up in those straightaways as slick as they were. So this was vintage Port Royal type stuff there. Just super fun to watch.
Yeah, and it was just a really good feature all around. And like I said, it's seeing the track surface the past 2 410. It's not quite where it was, but this was the closest I think we've seen. Like we said, Port being kind of like vintage Port, where it's just so fast around the top, but it's thin up there. You can't make a mistake. You could throw sliders. You could still run the bottom in the middle. You got to hit it right, though. You know what I mean? It gives you options. You can move around, and you could see these guys going through lap traffic and going and throwing bombs on each other. It was so entertaining to watch, and makes you really excited. They got some big race. Obviously it's going to be Outlaws this week, but they got some big races coming up. The rescheduled Kaufman race, and then right after that is Weikert. So hopefully they can keep that up.
If anybody from the state of Ohio is watching, I doubt there is, but they should be. What was Dale Blaney doing there? Were they just bored because they don't race in Ohio right now, or are they going to be coming to Weikert with that 10?
Maybe,
it
yeah.
begs the question because they haven't come there very often. They haven't shown up, and again, maybe this was just them to get laps to get. Hey, the slickest place other than we know in our state is Port Royal. Sometimes,
I mean, when you think about it,
test out our deal.
When it gets like how it was on Saturday night, like that's like probably one of the tracks closest to what Sharon would get to. You know what I mean?
Big
So
Sharon,
yeah. So I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he ended up top 10 here.
Look, Ant, you're not going to rage bait me. You're not doing it, Ant. I'm not. No, I'm going to get another beer.
And said, did Brock get handed his 1-year suspension for cursing? I don't know what it was said. Didn't hear or see it, just stirring the pot because I'm bored. I want to hear Jay-Z talk some more shit. Justin Whittle said he was there testing, which meaning Dale Blaney. So that makes sense. Yeah, the whole Brock thing, I don't know. I think it's a much different situation, but of course everybody went to it immediately. I can't believe we're still talking about the Nick Schweikert thing, but we're going to choose not to talk about it because we don't want to keep talking about it. I do got to say, though, they moved the start time up. I know they had 100 some cars in pits. I don't know what took so long for them. I know that they did track work on the top, but like it felt like it took forever. And they said they were running an expedited program because it was cold out. But it was one of those things where it was like, man, you waited a long time, but at least they got it right because the race ended up really good, making you kind of forget about some of that. But yeah, I would have, I would have been a little upset if I was there, waiting all that time.
I was there, but I was watching on the stream, and when there was nothing going on, I was at Lincoln. I think I flipped the high limit. I think I flipped to something else. Somebody said that the track work was done and the track just sat there for a while. Like
that's what it felt like. So yeah. But
like I said, something going on. Like, was there a medical emergency somewhere? Was there something we don't know? We weren't there. We didn't hear anything from the announcers, but yeah, I mean, if they were trying to start early expedited program, track work, I'm fine with. But people said that they just kind of sat around with nothing going on. So there might
but we could also
know about. I hope not. I hope or I hope not. I don't know which one. I hope there was no issues. But like, come on, Port's pretty good. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say there was some extenuating circumstance that caused a delay like that. But
can you imagine if they didn't move the start time up? If they didn't move the start time up, it still didn't end till they moved the start time up, but still didn't end almost 11. So I mean, that's a product of having over 100 cars in the pits. Don't get me wrong, especially with 70 of them sprint cars, but or over 70 of them, I think. So I get it, but it was just an observation. I know I heard some grumblings about that, and I don't blame them. The other two features, though, Trevor Feathers gets the win over Gary Stuhler at the line. What a good super late model feature this one was. They had a really good group, 28 cars there as well. Trevor Feathers gets them pretty much right at the line. Last lap. Gets to win there, and then Jeff Weaver gets the 305 feature win over there at Port Royal.
I'm going to shout out Brad Strauser, Port Royal backup / assistant / social media / late model announcer sharer. He got the opportunity to call the last lap pass with Feathers, and it was awesome. So shout out Brad, great freaking job. Sounded great. It was great to have I love the super late models up there. I like the limiteds up there. That was a great show. Trevor, man, that guy's good, man. When he's on that car's good, and it's cool to see him get the win. I know he stole it from Stoller, I think.
Yeah, and somebody. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's never won a super late model race at Port Royal?
Yeah, at Port Royal. After all these years, he's never won a super late model race at Port Royal.
Well,
That's hard for me to believe.
He has Yeah, all I've ever heard about that guy is he has 43,000 wins, and he's the best late model driver that people have ever heard
Yeah.
of. I don't know that, but never won a super late model race.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then to get one
At
taken
Port,
away
I guess.
at Port. Yeah.
Yeah.
At Port.
Like that. And it was close. They
it
were
was very
door to
close.
door.
Yeah.
Super fun.
But yeah, overall, good night for Port Royal. Like I said, over 100 some cars. They had 47 305s. I think it was 28 super late models, and then 32 or 33 410s. Which I was a little shocked to see them get a little bit more than Lincoln, but not overly shocked. They both had really good fields. They both had about 30 cars, so they're good to see for the area. All the cars there on Saturday night, even with the cold weather. Doug said, I did feel like the night was dragging on, but I was freezing my butt off, which might have felt like why it dragged on. And exactly, that's what I was like, man, if I was there freezing my ass off, it probably would have felt longer than it actually was. And Gary turned 71 this year. That's crazy. That is something. But yeah, fantastic super late model race there. All right, let's go to BAPS yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we do that, Port Royal points. Brock Zierfoss takes over he took over the point lead. Ryan Smith is now second, 45 points behind Lance DeWeese, 85 points behind in third. And it's Logan Wagner, Jake Karkling, Doug Hammaker, Buddy Schwabens, Chase Dietz, Troy Wagaman, and Danny Dietrich, your top 10. Be fun and interesting to watch there as the season goes on. See if, Ryan Smith there in second with the 69K, do they keep going there? We know that they're going to run the PA Posse Series. There's probably only one or two other nights where, it's a Lincoln race that they might have to choose, but be interesting. It'd be pretty cool to see how that goes down between those three. BAPS yesterday. Chase Dietz gets the win over Danny Dietrich, Logan Schuchart, Cam Smith, and Brady Bacon, your top 5. Then it's Brock Zierfoss, Cole Macedo, Tyler Ross, Justin Whittle, and Dylan Norris, your top 10. Your heat race winners were Chase Dietz, Logan Schuchart, and Brady Bacon. Your quick time overall was Logan Schuchart and timed hot laps. And your hard charger was Gerard McIntyre going from 19th to 15th. You see here, not a lot of plus minus. It was good racing all around. It was very, very hard. It was hard to pass, but there's cars all over the place. Like, these guys were battling all night side by side, but it never seemed like anybody could get around or stick a pass. And they just kind of, not like slider fest or anything, but it just couldn't make moves around other guys, or if they did, they would get passed. But Chase Dietz was just the class of the field here. He ends up starting pole. Danny Dietrich did give him one or two shots here towards the end after a later race restart after Cole Knott spun in turn 4. But Chase Dietz handled it and goes back to back on the weekend.
Yeah. I think they were really good. It like you said, there's not a lot of plus minuses here, but it wasn't because it was slow or because it was bad. It was just fast, and it was hard to, like you said, hard to complete the passes. These guys really had to kind of plan it in a way where I need to be able to play offense and then quickly turn that to defense to hold this spot to go to the next one. And Danny's really, really good at that, right? Not over driving, but still making speed. I think he was pretty good, with Chase there. I mean, I hated to see the yellow when it came out because Danny was right there. Danny was ready to take a slider. It was about to get really, really good in lap traffic. Still ended up okay at the end there. Danny was able to throw one bomb at him, and the other one was kind of like the slow slider kind of thing in 1 and 2. But man, Chase out front right now is hard to beat. So, another good run by him. That's 6 wins on the season already. And I wanted to go back and look. What did we set his over under at?
I think it was 11 and a half, and I think we all went under, and we're going to look really stupid.
We all went under?
I think we all went under.
Did we really?
I have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure we all went under.
Yeah, we're going to miss that. Leading the country in wins already. in 410 wins. So, man, what a weekend! What a time for him to be right and fast everywhere. It's a good weekend for it. Good tomorrow night. I'm excited. Time trial draw is going to matter tomorrow night because it's going to be the best of the best of the best. I still think it matters. Like, there's very few people in the world. There's only one David Gravel that can go out anytime in time trials and go to the quick time. Chase is good. Chase can time. I still believe he needs to be in a good, decent time trial spot, right?
Yeah.
He goes out last in the group. Can he go to quick time? I guess we'll see, but I'd rather not have that happen. But Chase, Danny, Freddie, Troy, Cam Smith, it's time. And Cam's been running good. Cam's had a fast race car.
Yeah.
Led
He's
laps
definitely
almost,
a factor in all that.
right? Led at Lincoln up front here, running with look at the names Cam Smith is running around every weekend now. Man, I'm excited. Justin Whittall found his way to BAPS. I didn't know his GPS knew how to get there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Good run there. Good weekend for that 27H team. Look, I don't care who it is. You jump into a ride you haven't been in before. That's not easy to just get right and communicate and do.
Well,
It's a
he
weekend for them.
ran that. Didn't he run that a weekend last year? He jumped in
A year ago,
yeah,
maybe, probably.
I think so. But still, yeah. I mean, it was kind of a last minute deal for him to jump into that after the whole Steven Snyder deal there too between them. So, but yeah, just to jump in and go and be fast like that in a whole new car is something.
And listen, I wouldn't have been. I told you guys, I walked by you guys. By the way, the infield tailgating truck parking at BAPS is the coolest thing ever. If you're going to plan on the Outlaw race this summer and you don't do that, you're missing out. Like, the seats are cool, but if you want to get to an Outlaw race, get there early. You can bring your truck in the infield and just hang out and set up. There's plenty of room. It's pretty cool. But I walked by at one point and was like, if Cole Macedo wins this freaking race, I'm quitting. I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. He went backwards. So cool. Good for us. But this shows you, right? There's Outlaws in this field. These guys are racing every week. Outlaws. Logan's good. We know Logan. And I think Logan and Cole are on a little different level right now. Cole's a young guy. They're getting a team going, whatever. Logan was fast. Logan was fast at Lincoln. Logan was fast here at BAPS. This shows our guys have that kind of speed.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? Chase and Danny and Cam, they have that kind of speed. And this is the right week to be right. I'm so excited for this week.
Yeah, I gotta give BAPS a huge shout out on running a nice, efficient Sunday show. He had 26 410s and it was like 19 Super Sportsman. Super Sportsman put on a great green the checkered feature that which we'll show you. Kenny Etkin won. You did a little bit of track prep. Throughout the day, they put some.
They did the Super Sportsman feature first.
They did that first, which I loved. I didn't love the B main, but I understand it because you're only sending one or two cars home. But it is what it is, and we had the time. And listen, everything checkered flag 8:15. We were done, and I was pulling out of there. Got home at a nice hour on a Sunday night. Saw a good show. I couldn't complain. They deserve a big bravo on running. Even though they had to deal with some. I didn't, and the track surface was still pretty good. Like I said, they had to try to keep up with it because it was sunny and it was also breezy.
Windy.
And yeah, it was pretty breezy and dried the track out a little bit, and they kept up with it. I thought pretty decent, and I know maybe the drivers don't love a daytime surface like that as much, but for me as a fan on a Sunday, I would much rather that than start at 7 p.m. I'm sorry. That would just be me. I understand you can't really do that all the time, but I think they did a great job of doing a great, efficient show and didn't screw around, and everything was calculated and done the right way. So shout out to them for doing a great job on running a good show on a good Sunday show. That's what it should be.
I'll say this is probably one of the better Sunday crowds that they've had. It was pretty good. Like, that's a big front stretch grandstand. I think people don't realize how many seats are across that front stretch of BAPS. It's a lot of seats.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't really that bad. I don't, again, I don't know the financials of it, but I would venture to guess there were more people at BAPS on Sunday than Lincoln on Saturday.
Oof, I
I
don't
really
know.
would. I really would. The infield changes that a little bit. The
Yeah.
infield dynamic, because Lincoln has a decent infield crowd.
Yeah, they had a lot of
BAPS has
infield.
they
Yeah.
have a lot of infield crowd, but there was at one point I looked up and I looked across, and that you got to think BAPS has a long front straightaway. That grandstand goes from all the way at one end to all the way at the other end. There's a lot of seats there. That was a pretty good crowd for that. I sure could they wanted more? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
I think BAPS did pretty well. And honestly, I think the sportsmen bring some people.
I was just gonna say that.
There's
You
a
knew
draw
this.
there.
You knew the sportsmen were there because that turn 1 grandstand where the pits are was packed. That was the first time I saw people sitting there this year. I was only there twice, but
Partially because they all park on that side, but
well, yeah, exactly. But that's why you know that they're there is because that's where
correct.
they park. And
Yeah.
I looked up at one point and it's like, oh wow, there I don't even know if you could find a seat in that grandstand for a second. That's how you know that they're there. So.
No doubt.
But yeah, great show. Good job by Chase Dietz. Rolling in at the right time. Got to give Danny a shout out. He looked really good. Gave Chase hell, and just it was like I said, it was hard to pass. There were lines that you could take. It was just hard to complete passes. Everybody was, um, really fast up there in the front. Like we said, Kenny Edkin got the win there with the Super Sportsman division. They ran those first. Good field of 19 cars. Really good and entertaining feature. He came from like 5th or 6th, maybe. I think he started or so. I don't know. I don't have the results in front of me, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, when he's on, he's good. The Chad Baker comment, Dirt Track Ant wrote, Chad Baker, he won the non-winners race a couple weeks back. I don't know the history there. Good looking race car. I guess he's never won a Super Sportsman feature, and at one point maybe was retired, came back, jumped out to the early lead in this one, held on for 3rd or 4th, I want to say. So there was a lot of people rooting for Chad, and I even heard someone in Victory Lane say Chad's going to get one day. So I think there's a lot of people pulling for Chad to get it done. But Kenny kind of got out and got going there. Yeah, 7th, and once he got up the lead, he kind of got going there. So, man, when Kenny's on, he's good.
But yeah, final thoughts from BAPS. Great show. Johnny Gibson was there in the booth for a little bit with Dave Hare. Like we said, we saw some of the Outlaw people there. So, pretty cool deal. Good Sunday show. Nice little Sunday show. Real quick, High Limit. Thursday and Saturday ran over at the dirt track in Texas. Very intertwined with the NASCAR weekend. You had Carson Hocevar there. I think he was in there both nights. He was in the booth on Thursday night, and then he was down as your pit reporter on Saturday night. And that guy is like the hottest name in motorsports right now, in American motorsports right now. So that was pretty good optics for them. They had this on the NASCAR channel for free on Thursday night, and then they had it on Amazon on Saturday night. So if you didn't have Flow, it was also on those streaming services. I just love some of the approaches that High Limit's taken with some of this stuff, some of this fresh, trying to get it out to fresh faces and intertwine it with other things. I think they're doing a good job with that. That being said, Kyle Larson gets the win here over Rico Abreu and Aaron Reitzel, Giovanni Scelzi and Kerry Matson. Heat race winners were Rico, Kerry Matson, and Brent Marks, who finishes 24th. He dropped back. Brent dropped back early, like he just started leaking spots, and then I think he had. You're back. Was that me or is that you?
Yeah, I don't know. I lost everything.
Okay. But that I don't know if he had a mechanical failure or something, but I think he ended up pulling off. Chase Randall was really good here, plus 12 positions, 20th to 8th. Good run for him, and Kyle Larson was your overall quick time. Kyle Larson, what else is there to say? But Rico Abreu made it a pretty good race there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? This is High Limit Racing. It's been really good this year. This was no different. I'm just a fan of what they do. I'm a fan of what they got going on. When I say that, I'm not picking a side. But when I watch these races, I enjoy it. I enjoy the event. I enjoy what they're doing with this. The obviously planned out matchups with NASCAR is great. The more they can do it, the better. I would love to see them do a Charlotte, cross in the
That
middle of
would
the
be
season when
cool.
they go back to Charlotte.
Yep.
Man, I I'm a little bit of a traditionalist when it comes to NASCAR things. I'm a traditionalist when I want to be. I'll put it that way, because I'm not on everything. But I wish the All Star race was still in Charlotte at
Yep.
NASCAR's home. These drivers could have some time off. They're at home for a couple weeks, right at the 600. I wish that was, and I wish it would be so cool to have high limit around that area during that time.
Yep.
That would be super cool. Now, that's fantasy land, but the more these, where I'm going with that is the more of these NASCAR crossovers and combos they can do, the better. Because Hocevar was great. Chase Briscoe in the booth was fantastic. They both add something to it. I think Hocevar being the pit reporter was fantastic because he doesn't have to be an expert. He just has to talk to guys. And he has relationships with some of these guys, and he knows what he's talking about on dirt a little bit. But Chase Briscoe, he was fantastic. Like
Yeah.
his analysis of some of this stuff, the lines and what guys might be thinking and the choosing and like what he just watched and why it happened was really, really good. And like, I think if you're fans of the sport long enough, you can kind of hear when someone's like bullshitting a little bit. Like they may have said it, but it didn't sound quite right. I think you could pick through that a little. Trace Briscoe sounded like he belonged there.
Yep.
He was really, really good.
I think that's something that I think these announcers do a great job by themselves. Like a guy like Johnny and a guy like Chase and all these guys that do, are like a one man show when, especially for these traveling series. I do think that's something that's missing sometimes is having like a driver analyst there to kind of do the
But Tyler
analytical
Courtney
stuff.
was fantastic.
Yeah,
When Tyler Courtney was hurt at the end of the year and he was really, really good too. Like
and
he speaks well, he understands it, he has experience. It's a
Brad
great little
Doty is
mix.
great at it. Brad Doty would do it for like the CBS, and I still think he does it for CBS. Um, and like what was it back in even the TNN days and all, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and it really adds a level to it, especially if you're trying to introduce the sport to new people, to help them analyze it a little bit. So, um, yeah, I think Chase Briscoe did a fantastic job as well, and it was just something that I noticed. I'm like, man, it really does add a little bit of something, having being able to have that second person, not just two people to call the race, but a second person to kind of be more of like a driver analyst type of thing. But that's hard to do for this type of level every night.
When I love that point you just made about like new fans and these crossovers when they have the NASCAR weekend, obviously, High Limit is trying to bring the NASCAR fan over that doesn't know, but they're coming over because of Kyle Larson. They're coming over because of Corey Day. They're
Hmm.
coming over to be like, what the hell is this? And then they hear a guy, if they're whether they're at the track or you're, I'll say around Texas and you're tuning in, you never would have before. And Chase Briscoe, you're like, I see him on Sundays. I'm a NASCAR guy. I don't know what the Chase Briscoe and Carson Hocevar are in on this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how could this hurt High Limit? And I love it. I love everything about it. And and being able to Larson to be able to get there. Well, this was Thursday, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saturday.
Yeah, we'll go
We'll get
go
to it here
into
in a second. Go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, let's go into Saturday. Um, Thursday was pretty locked down. Track was pretty narrow. They had a lot of rain the night before. Saturday was a lot better. Track was much wider. Um, Aaron Reitzel gets the win over Corey Day, who was pressuring the hell out of him at the end. Kerry Madsen gets the podium, two back-to-back top fives. Really great weekend for him. Tyler Courtney fourth. Hank Davis fifth. He also finished top 10 on Thursday night. Your heat race winners were Corey Day, Kerry Madsen, and Brett Marks, who finishes 12th. Brett Marks was also your quick time. And then your hard charger going from 19th to 10th was Tanner Thorson. Rico Abrams finished 6th. Kyle Larson 7th. Brenham Crouch, Giovanni Scelzi were also in the top 10. Aaron Reitzel, though, did a really good job. I think Corey Day was faster at the end. But Aaron he made the right moves when he needed to, especially through lap traffic. They split Tanner Holmes there at 1.3 wide. And was able to hold Corey Day off and, was better down at the bottom while Corey kind of had to run the top, which was just still a little too far around. This, on top of this being a much better race than it was on Thursday, that grandstand, I mean, you've got to think, I don't know if it's quite as big as Charlotte's grandstand for their dirt track, but we know that's pretty big. That Texas grandstand looked really big, and it was absolutely packed on Saturday. Like and like when they were, you could hear the crowd over a lot of things. Like they had a really, really good turnout there. It looked like a really successful night for them. But Aaron Reitzel getting the job done on Saturday.
Um, so Corey Day is an evil genius in a sprint car, and what he was trying to do in the non-preferred line as the guy in second, a lot of times you have the advantage, but Aaron Reitzel's good, and his car was really good. But man, some of the shit Corey Day was doing, he went into one time with the around that Peck battle or Tanner Holmes as a lap car,
Mhm.
and he went to like the bottom, had to kind of go through the middle, or he went to the top and turned down across and through the middle, and just he's just a prodigy in this sprint car, man. The raw talent this kid has is unbelievable. Hank Davis, what a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, he's been
Like
really good.
I had concerns that car would make it through the season, and listen, they still might not. I
You
don't
never
know.
know. Yeah.
But like we haven't seen anybody in that 17 GP for very long. Hank Davis with that pairing, like we were kind of like, okay, rookie of the year, last minute deal. Good luck, my friend. And it's 4 top 10s in a row or something. Like, really? I was like, holy shit. Okay. All right. I see you, Hank Davis. And he's qualified. He's been qualifying well. That's the difference in these rookies. And you come in and you got a time trial. Everybody knows that. You can't make a living starting 18th every week. You just can't. Hank Davis, he started 11th in this one. Where did he start in the other one? I know he got top 10. Where did he start in the other one?
Excuse me. He started 13th, moved up to 9th.
13th. That's doable. If you want to win rookie of the year and you want to start running up front with the guys, starting in that area,
Yep.
I mean, battling with the these guys there every week. So the next one, go back to that again. Brett Mark started on the front row, spun out on lap 1, back of the field, back up here to 12th. So it looks like second at 12th, but ended up 12th after spinning out on basically the first lap.
Yeah. Still salvaged a good night, a decent night at least of what you could.
Are we at the time where we start to get concerned a little about Tanner Thorson? Is it time? A little bit?
No, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
he's still running solid top 10. And as we're going to get in here, he's still leading the points. I think it is going to be eventual where Rico and Reitzel pass him. But if Tanner could continue to rack up top 10s, even on nights when he's not as good, you know what I mean? Like this was a weekend where he just wasn't as good as he's been, but still can manage a top 10. Like that's playoff. Playoff. Jesus, that's championship contending material. He's just gonna have to go out and get some wins done. Yeah, playoffs. I'm not worried about Tanner Thorson because he was already, in my eyes, he was kind of exceeding expectations anyway. But to continue to still get top 10s here, even when he's maybe not as good as he was earlier on in the season, the past couple of races, still a strong, he's still showing that he's a front runner.
Yeah, long season. We'll see.
Brandon Zirk said, "Is high limit in PA when NASCAR comes to Pocono?" It used to be Summer Nationals weekend, so no. This year, I don't think they are.
When
no,
is that?
It's in June, so no.
All right, let me go look.
They would not be here.
What June? When's Pocono? June what?
I want to say like the 10th, like the weekend around the 10th. It's like the second weekend of June. Yeah, somewhere around there.
May, June 9th, they're in Eagle in Nebraska, and June 11th, they're in Iowa. So I don't think that's Pocono area now.
No. No, they are not. But
what's up, Eric and EJ? What's up, boys?
What's going on?
Our other podcast brethren out there. Eric is on 13, 14 podcasts, and I don't know what he does all day. He I think he runs the internet, actually, Eric. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he runs the motorsports internet.
He runs the internet. EJ been on a podcast a couple times. What's up, EJ? EJ, when you coming to PA, man? You gonna come to PA this weekend for the Outlaws?
I don't think he wants to come to PA.
Win at Williams Grove again?
I know I will meet up with him out at that's right. All Stars are in town for Pocono this year.
Okay. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
High limit points though. Tanner Thorson still does have the lead, 21 points over Aaron Reitzel, and then 40 points over Rico. Giovanni Selzi, I thought was kind of surprising here in fourth. He's been like back half of the top 10 every night, but I guess when you start looking at the other guys around him, Kerry Matson, Tyler Courtney, Justin Peck, Dason Pursley, Brent Marks, Cy Lynch, the rest of the top 10, they Gio
Consistency is the word for that,
hasn't
right?
had that much of a floor, I guess. He hasn't had too many really bad nights in comparison to some of these other guys. Kerry Matson's in fifth, coming on strong here lately. You know, when he was here in PA, blew motor at Stevens. I think he blew motor twice actually in the weekend. I know he blew one at Selinsgrove, but he's been ever since then. He's been really good. So really coming on strong. 2 top 5s here this past weekend. So be interesting to see what he can continue to do.
Yeah, I think consistency is the word for Gio, right? Where the Courtneys, the Pecks, Pursley, Marks, Lynch, good nights and bad nights, good nights and bad nights, ups and downs. Where Gio's just kind of doing his thing. They're trying to getting going, doing their thing, and there was a big talk at the beginning of the season. Justin Fiedler on Dirt Tracker talked about Madsen and his history and his average finish, and being on tour and how successful this could be. And right now, Kerry Madsen's just doing that consistency. Times well. We all know he times well. But it's like, hey, let's finish these races. We don't, we've seen Kerry in some massive accidents over the years. He's aggressive. Finish the races. Right now, with everyone else being inconsistent, consistency is your friend. So That's what we're seeing so far.
So that's actually a dual co-sanction weekend with High Limit and the All-Star Circuit of Champions at Kokomo Speedway Friday and Saturday. That's where they'll be. Also with the All-Stars, you could catch that on Flow Racing. But let's get into what we are getting into here this week. Usually we preview locally and then the Outlaws, but guess what? We're together this week. First Outlaw versus Posse week of the year. Tomorrow night, the Gettysburg Clash over at Lincoln, and then Friday and Saturday for the Morgan Cup at Williamsgrove. Super hyped for this. Lincoln already had, according to the Outlaw website, 48 entries pre-entered for tomorrow night. So you're going to probably see close to 50 cars. Plus, they have the Wingless Sportsman tomorrow night. So hopefully we could see our buddy Brett Perigo in victory lane there. That would be pretty cool. But super excited. Let's start with Lincoln first. Who are we watching for here? Who are we thinking, both local guys and national guys? Who we looking to be contenders? Make sure you put yours in the chat.
I don't love it, but I've watched Gravel win here. You can't deny the speed. He knows this place. He's won here before. It's got to be Gravel at the top of the list. Got to have Buddy there. I don't know if it matters what track you're at this point, right? I don't think Lincoln is.
There's three guys that are.
Lincoln's not an outlier on the schedule anymore. Like, I think at one point it was like, I don't want to say it was because Donnie has been good here, but like since they've been coming back, I think now less than ever, it's not an outlier. They're just, if they're fast, they're freaking fast, and simple as that.
I think there are 3 guys on that tour that are track and matchup proof. Like, it doesn't matter what the competition is, and that's Gravel, that's Buddy, and that's Carson Macedo. Those 3 guys. They're going to show up no matter what.
And Sheldon has had good runs here. He wrecked himself out of the lead.
Sheldon, Donnie, Logan, they're going to be fast too, but I think sometimes it depends with them a little bit. Are they going to be closer to competing for the win, or are they going to be just trying to scratch into the top 10? Still good, you know what I mean? But I think those 3 guys, though, they're contenders everywhere they go. No matter who's there, what track, it don't matter.
Yeah, and then on the Posse side, there's three names that kind of the same thing. It's Chase Dietz, it's Danny Dietrich, and for me, it's Troy Wagaman.
Yep.
And it's Troy Wagaman because of time trialing. If he, he's been good in time trials the last few years. He puts himself in a spot. He can get up there and contend with these guys. They have the cars. They have what they need to do it. Those are the 3 names here, and there's tons of other guys. Cody Harlow time trials well. We've seen Cody in a dash last year. I think Cody made a dash last year in this race. Dylan Norris has been time trialing well. Cam Smith has been time trialing well. There's a lot of guys who can time trial well. Now, I will say this. I believe in our guys, but I believe some of those guys that I just mentioned probably I would even put everybody but Chase. I'm putting Danny in that category of the draw has to be in their favor.
Yeah.
Sue me. And I would take Troy as fringe of not even doesn't matter where the draw is because he's been that good. Fringe. Everybody else, I think the draw has to be in their favor. Chase, I think, could overcome. But I think with our guys there, draw, get in the freaking dash. Draw, get in the dash. Draw, time trial, get in the dash. That's all we ask for. These nights, I can almost see and watch how the night's going to go based on which cars make the dash.
Yeah, I'm with you with Chase and Troy. Danny, we know Danny could, like, if he could just time trial. Like, we just think this is the time when he's going to time trial, and they don't seem like they're not far off. Still competitive,
No
but
time.
not
Yeah.
but not, he needs to, if he could get like a top 5 qualifying one night, like he's going to be a contender then to win, you know what I mean? And
100%.
so
Just got to be up there.
Yeah.
Got to get the time trials.
and that's the tough part about the Outlaws, right? I mean, there's no format that's, and it's not like the rest of it where, like, all right, if you just missed it a little bit in time trials, you still get a shot. No, you got to be on it from the get-go. So yeah, I think, I mean, Chase is the obvious one, right? But I think you listed a lot of good names there. Cam Smith for sure. Someone here said, and this is an interesting one. Skylar G is a sleeper for Lincoln. He did get a win with the All Stars, back when, like, the All Stars were right before High Limit. Like, in his own equipment at Lincoln, he's run really well at Lincoln before, has wins, or maybe just that one win.
Is he
In a
even
new,
there?
yeah, he's in that. So Scotty Fields out of the 16C, and Skylar G is now in that 16C for the rest of the season, running the Outlaw Tour. This is a good way to start. You know what I mean? To get going. I mean, they were going to start last weekend, I guess, but Ohio got rained out. But I mean, what a way to get the year started off, to get to a track that he has a lot of laps and is comfortable with and has run well at, with a new team. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm ready to watch. I'm ready. Can we go now?
Chad Trout can time trial better than Danny, and I'm a Danny fan, says Brandon Zerk.
Trout is a time trialer.
Yeah, he absolutely. One name that you said that was someone that was in the back of my mind that, like, as like a sleeper, is Cody Hartlob for sure. Just because he can time trial so well and he can put himself up there. It's just can he finish the deal when he does get himself in that position? Can he stay up there? Can he beat the likes of Gravel and Buddy and that? I think he can. But
We'll just start with trying to keep the damn nose on the ground. Like, boy, pull more wheelies this year than anybody I think I've ever seen. Just try to keep the damn front tires on the ground. We'll start there.
But yeah, I think Chase is the obvious one though for us, and
yeah,
obviously without Macri, that takes one less horse out of the stable. If Casey Kane wins, is that a posse win?
I don't think anybody will be upset about it.
No.
I'll just put it that way.
No.
Ain't nobody gonna be upset about it.
We'll count it as a posse win. I don't give a shit. FTO.
I mean, it's not an Outlaw win, so what is it?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. But yeah, I'm excited for this. It looks like really good weather. It's going to be a little taste of summer tomorrow. Going to be mid 80s almost for a high. 50 cars, 410s in the pit area. You're going to probably have maybe another 15 to 20 wingless sportsmen. Should be a good show. This Tuesday race always does really well for Lincoln. Obviously, if you can't go to the track, it will be on Dirt Vision. But if you can, get to the track, because it's going to be a great show. I wish I lived a little bit closer so I can get there. And then Williamsgrove this weekend. It's going to be a little bit cooler. Looks like this weekend, maybe a little bit of threatened rain, but it's looking a little bit better as the forecast goes on. But it'll be a little bit cooler than it will be tomorrow. It'll feel more like spring Friday and Saturday night at Williamsgrove. A name that outside of what we just talked about, of who we just talked about so far, Bill Balog. It'd be awesome to see him get a win. I think it would be a really popular win. Um, but he was so close last year at National Open. He's been good at Williams Grove. That will be that would be really cool. And I think he's going to be a factor. I think he's kind of a sleeper outlaw pick for a guy that, I know what this Mandy and Eric's, Bill Balog night in America. It could be Bill Balog night in Mechanicsburg for sure.
Won't be anybody upset about that. My favorite part about this weekend at Williams Grove is that the Outlaws couldn't come up with a stupid name for it, that they can't get away from the Morgan Cup. It's the Morgan Cup. They couldn't come up with the R word name to name this weekend. It's in Mechanicsburg. They would have probably named it the Appalachian Mountain 30 or something stupid and then said it wrong. Who knows what they would have come up with, but check it out. The Williams Grove digital program coming out will have Turn 2 Terrible's picks in it. We submitted our picks for favorites, for Outlaw favorites, Outlaw underdogs, Posse favorites, and Posse underdogs. That should be out in the next few days, probably race day, I would imagine Friday.
Yep.
But I'm excited for this. It's that Williams Grove first weekend. Our guys have had a lot of laps this year.
That's a good
we've
point.
seen some, we've gotten some races in finally at Williams Grove. So the teams can't say they're not prepared. That's for sure.
If I had to go with another, Carson Macedo is another name here. That 41 has been good at Williams Grove, especially. I mean, he also has a win at Lincoln with the All-Stars, where I remember seeing him in that 3-car beat Kyle Larson. So he's obviously a threat at Lincoln. I know we already talked about him, but he's another one that I think, outside of the obvious, that will be a factor for the Outlaws. For Posse, Freddie, Lance Deweese, this feels like it could be a Lance weekend where they just if he can time trial well and they put it all together and stay up front, he's hard to pass. And if it's a cool night track where it's a little bit heavier, yeah. I mean, it could be any track condition, but I'm just saying, I could absolutely see it.
I'm here for a Lance Deweese 69K battle. Lance Deweese and Ryan Smith.
Darren Pittman will be in town.
Oh, is he going to be in the 69K?
He's supposed to be, yeah.
Hey, this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
As far as I know, he's running all the Outlaw stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know that when we made our picks.
I don't know if he's running Lincoln.
I doubt it.
As far as I know, he'll be running Williams Grove. So, unless I'm wrong there, unless somebody else says I'm wrong there, but I'm pretty sure I saw that he's running. So,
awesome. Well then, I don't know.
Because that he's been on that forever hunt for the Natty Open. So he's been he did it last year too. Yeah, Pittman will be in the 69K. Thank you, Tyler.
Oh yeah, did you see Tyler just wrote fireworks both nights?
Hell yeah, fireworks!
It's fireworks season in America, baby. It's fireworks season at Williams. Let's go.
I think what you need to do is, if there's fireworks going on, if you have one of these, you need to hold it up. All right.
Oh,
he loves fireworks.
He's in our Discord. We got to be
we're
gonna have to make
sure
everybody
we got to make sure everybody in our Discord takes video of the fireworks that are
live
there
streams
and send it
to him.
Yeah, and just 15 people uploading videos of fireworks and tagging Zach in it.
We'll tag him.
Zach will be busy at Kokomo, but
that phone will work after he's done. He will get them.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Pittman's definitely a factor. Okay. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. He can time trial,
especially in that 69K. One of the best cars around. And he's been fast when he could finish a race. Seems like other times he hasn't been able to finish some races at points last year. So, be interesting. Sheldon to repeat. Hodenshield was another name on my list, and I don't know if I would put him as a favorite or a underdog, But
Mystery.
he can't be an underdog because he just won. He's literally the last Outlaw winner there. So, and he looks better this year than he did at that point last year. So he's got to be a factor, right? I mean, he's. I think he's more of a factor at Williamsgrove than Lincoln.
I don't know what to think with him.
I know. But I will say this, and maybe it is because he won the National Open, but I think it's more because of how good he has looked in that 18 car, a little bit more consistent than he was maybe the past 2-3 years at this point in the season. But I feel like he's definitely going to be like, I feel better saying that he's going to be a guy that could, like, if he wins, I'm not surprised at all. I'm calling Dietz at Lincoln, says Logan. A lot of people going with Dietz. I hope so. I hope it's no Outlaws, FTO. I hope it's all posse. If I had
got to step up. Don't have Macri this weekend. Boys got to step up.
Give me Troy at Lincoln Tuesday. Give me Dietz on Friday. And give me Lance on Saturday. Let's go. There's my picks. Could be a Chase Dietz sweep.
I'll flip it around. I'll take Danny on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
He's winning it. It's time.
It is time for Danny to get an Outlaw win here.
It's time to get another one. Friday night, give me Lance. And Saturday night, give me Chase Dietz. The big one.
I like it. No Macri, no win in PA, says Racing Fan.
We're all gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. And honestly, if it wasn't for Chase Dietz, I might be inclined to agree with you a little bit. But think of what my brain, but my heart says no. FTO, posse all the way. We're sweeping. Podium sweep all 9 spots. All 9 spots throughout all 3 races will be posse.
Do you imagine though if what Mandy said there, Dietz sweep the weekend? Could you imagine
that would be crazy.
The national media? Holy shit, Chase Dietz! Like
it would be on almost Macri level for what he was doing the past couple of years. You know what I mean? If he were to do something like that. Because he'd be at the top of the win list too. He is right now, but he would definitely be clear ahead win list in the country. So,
Brandon Zerk, Danny at Lincoln would be tits. I'd be calling off work on Wednesday. You imagine how many Danny Dietrich fans and how high their blood alcohol content would be after a win by Danny at Lincoln. Who would have the highest blood alcohol content? Which Danny fan? Brandon, you're a Danny fan. Who are some other Danny fans? Who would have the highest? And how much over the legal limit would it be? I'll let Brandon make that answer. All right, what else?
And Lincoln would burn. What's the largest count for what the largest car count was for a Lincoln 410 race? I couldn't tell you.
I know that we've hit 50 before for this race, but I don't know when and I don't know the number. That sounds very much like a Tyler question. Tyler,
I would say somewhere in the 50s.
I feel like 52 was a number at one point, or 53 a bunch of years back. But I don't hold me to it.
Tyler Koenig, URC at Bedford on Friday too. Ashley's taking a 358 out there. Should be interesting. That's cool. Good for Bedford. Good for URC. I didn't even know URC had a schedule. To be honest,
they don't really race.
Murray said, "Look at that! Immediately, 2012 Outlaw show that Danny won had 62 cars.
That's stupid. I was there, but I don't remember 62 cars. Holy shit!"
Became a Dietz fan when he finished second in his first run in USAC Silver Crown at Port. Definitely turned a lot of heads then, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm excited for this. All day, every day, FTO. But I will there's a couple Outlaw drivers I would be okay with winning. Donnie Schatz, name that we haven't mentioned. I would be stoked to see him win. I don't think there would be that many people that would be upset if he won. You know what I mean? Logan Schuchart, that place would burn down if he wins, especially at Lincoln, because he's been trying so hard to get a win at Lincoln. Baylog would definitely be another one. So there's some that we could live with. We'll be like, all right, we'll let you have this one. If they're gonna win any races, let it be now, early in the year. Still, when it comes Summer Nationals and Natty Open, when big money's on the line, we don't want them to win at all. That's for sure. So if you're gonna win any, win it now.
You know who won this race last year, right?
Who did win? Which race?
Lincoln.
Wasn't it Buddy? Yeah, it was Buddy.
Sure did.
Yeah, I'm talking popular wins, not Buddy Kofoid. Sorry.
Because there's like Civil War guns or something he had, remember?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Ashton Torgerson. I don't know if he's definitely a factor, but it would be a popular win. That's about it. I don't think anybody else would get the blood boiling at least. What did Brandon just say? Double fist and beer, so I'm sure he would get ripped. Dave Scott Smeltzer talking about last two Outlaw races. Dietz finished second. He did. He was the opening night of the Natty last year.
Got a prelim win.
So, hey, it's gonna be a fun one. Hopefully, the weather holds out good for Williamsgrove Friday and Saturday night. Tomorrow night looks awesome. I think tomorrow night's gonna be really, really awesome.
Someone told us that Sunday's a rain date for Saturday. I wonder if Tyler's in here. Can he confirm that? I would love to actually know that for sure, because very rarely does Williamsgrove have a rain date.
Yeah,
ever.
Never really do that.
Like they'll figure out how to make it up the next day if it was Friday to Saturday, like we did in Natty Open the other year. But like,
or usually for Morgan Cup, is usually at least one of these, if not both of them, get rained out, and they'll carry they'll run like part of the Morgan Cup, which Summer Nationals, or they'll carry that purse over that title over to, or even the prelim night at Natty.
Canceled.
Yeah,
and then the carried over gets canceled because one of those in the summer gets canceled. But here's my thing with Sunday: it's Mother's Day. I would be surprised if they actually had a rain date on Mother's Day.
It is not. There is no rain date on Sunday, so there
we go.
I was gonna say that would be surprising.
I when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, but yeah.
Will Parker Price Miller be here in the 71? I don't know. I would imagine they would be out at Kokomo, to be honest. That seems a little bit closer and more up their alley, but you never know. I guess we'll see. I think you'll have a couple outsiders here. I know Brady Bacon will be at Kokomo. I mean, obviously, any high limit guy won't be there,
right?
But I mean, you're still gonna you're gonna push 50 at Lincoln, and you're gonna push definitely I think you'll have well over 40 for Williamsgrove, if not 45. Only rain date is Natty O. Morgan Cup would go to July if need be, which happened a few years ago. So thank you.
Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. I was like, unless something changed, like, okay, cool. But
here's something
I think if it wasn't Mother's Day, maybe, but
something to keep an eye out on. I didn't even look at the weather out for Kokomo, but if they pull what the Outlaws did and cancel the weekend if it's going to rain out there, I don't know if it's going to. I'm just saying it'd be interesting to look at their weather, because then that would definitely boost car counts, because you'd see a bunch of them come out here, I think, then. But it looks like some showers maybe Friday and Saturday, but I think overall it'll be fine. It'll be a little bit chillier. And it's going to, when I say chillier, it's still going to be mid-60s. It's going to feel chilly because tomorrow's going to feel like summer. It's going to feel like, 90 degrees tomorrow. So anything
Friday
cooler
looks
than that.
Pretty good now. Friday looks pretty good. Saturday
morning, I think some showers.
Afternoon. Looks like it clears out for Saturday night, but it just depends how much it rains Saturday day.
Yeah.
Looks like.
So, but interesting to watch Kokomo weather and see how that turns out.
Oh yeah, let me look at that. I'm just glad tomorrow looks good because last week at this time it looked terrible,
Mm-hmm.
and now it looks like it's going to straight up rain Wednesday and Thursday. So
Yeah. It's going to rain a
um,
lot Wednesday and Thursday, I think.
yeah, which doesn't really bode well for Williams Grove over the weekend, but we'll see. So Friday, Saturday, Kokomo.
Yeah.
Friday, Kokomo, 68%, cloudy with a brief shower or two, breezy in the afternoon, a high of 63. Night, couple of showers in the evening, otherwise mostly cloudy, still windy, low of 46. Saturday, partly sunny, couple showers in the afternoon, 68. Partly cloudy, 51 at night.
So basically the
Iffy.
same weather as here. Basically the
Similar.
same weather as here. Yeah, pretty similar.
Yeah.
Damn. Because that would be pretty cool.
Man,
Be
you
low.
imagine it'd be 70 cars.
70 cars with a bunch of, high limit guys coming out. Oh yeah, thank you. I was just about to say it, and Tyler just popped into the chat. The Milton Hershey experience, sprint car experience that they do at the Hershey Stadium over by Hershey Park, is on Thursday night. A lot of cars will be out there, a lot of drivers out there to go meet, get autographs, get pictures with, go check out all the cars. Really cool thing that they've been doing for the past few years. It gets a lot of new, they have a good way of trying to get some new people out there, I think, and in conjunction with the Milton Hershey School as well, which is a great deal. So hopefully the weather is good enough for that everybody will be there. But that's also something to do part of this week on Thursday night. Get you revved up for the weekend at Williams Grove.
I've never gone to that. I'm
Me
thinking
neither.
this year I may go up. My schedule might work that I could go. Hopefully the weather's better than it looks right now, but I'd like to go up and check that out. Never been up there for that.
We need a moon phase report when we discuss weather now. Did you hear about that? But on was it? I think it was Briscoe and Gregson.
Yeah, it
We're
was
talking about
on
how there's more grip
on
when there's a certain
TBC.
moon, when it's a certain moon phase. I don't even remember which one, but
Waxing crescent, I think. And it didn't, if that was true, or if they thought it was true, it didn't because it was not gripped up at Texas. So
yeah, they were sliding all over.
that did not check out.
Yeah. Get out to the track if you can. Yeah, that's really it. I unfortunately won't be at any of these. Maybe Friday night. I'm hoping to get there Friday night. But I'll be at Watkins Glen. I'll be up being miserable in the rain and 50-degree weather at a road course. So that should be no, I won't be miserable. It'll be fun. But it does suck that it's this weekend and I will miss a camping opportunity at Williams Grove. If you can camp, I know it's not looking great, but if you never camped at Williams Grove before, make sure you do it at some point. One of the best experiences you'll ever have. Drink it, dump it. If you guys don't know, put it in chat. Someone you want to drink it to, give a shout out to who had a good weekend, and somebody you want to dump one out to, maybe had a bad weekend. I'm gonna go first. I'll leave you with the layout if you want it. I'm gonna go with Brett Strickler. He looked really awesome at Port Royal. He had a pretty good weekend, especially after some struggles there. If he could get the damn wrap to stay on the car, but he was super hyped after his heat and everything at Port Royal, and he had a pretty good weekend there. So give our homie Brett the shout out, and then I'm gonna dump it to Jake Karchner. Glad to hear that he is okay, but bummer for him. Just bad luck there, wrong place, wrong time, and hopefully his luck turns around.
I'm going to take what I think is a layup, but I'm also doing the drink it for the karma, the good vibes, the momentum. I'm drinking it to Chase Dietz. He is our Lord and Savior, posse Lord and Savior right now. Let's let it continue. So Chase Dietz, hell of a start to the season.
Yep.
Their confidence is as high as it could be right now. So let's go this weekend. It's all about posse. Dump it. Man, I don't know. Let me think about this. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. I will dump it to. Man, I thought this would be easier. Let me think about this. What do you think? Who should I dump it to, everybody? Give me some ideas. I'm usually not at a loss for dump its here.
There wasn't much to dump it to, really. I mean,
No, the
how about Mark
358 wreck,
Smith?
but listen, they're all gonna live. Yeah, yeah. After we just had him on, we gave him
Yeah.
a drink
We
it.
cursed him. We cursed him. I feel
Dump it
awful.
to Jake Kirkland and Mark Smith. Sounds like Kyle after that they're struggling with something in the left rear. They think maybe shocks. They've been getting this weird on like full load of fuel, this wanting to spin out thing. And man, having that happen off the front row of a feature start at Port Royal where track position matters a lot. We'll go with Mark Smith. And the Keen team.
Tyler Koenig says, go watch Modifieds in New York on Saturday. First of all, I'm not camping up there. I'm only going up Sunday, but I got to leave early Sunday, so that's why I'm not going on Saturday to Williamsgrove. But if I was camping up there, maybe. I want to get up. If I'm going to go watch Modified somewhere up there, I'm going to the other side of the border where they speak French. What's that track? That track looks awesome, and they speak French all the time. I would have no clue what's going on because it's Modifieds and they're speaking French, and I would have a blast. I know I would.
Not Canandaigua?
No.
Is that New York?
It's on Flow. It's just on the other side of the border in Canada, like in Quebec.
Tyler will know.
So I don't know, but that's where I would go if I had to go. If I had to go force myself to go up north and watch Modifieds, that's where I would go. Santos says, drink it to Whittle for having an awesome weekend in 27H. Dump it for Troy's deal at Lincoln. Honorable mention, as always, to you guys for another great show. Thank you, Santos.
Thanks, Santos.
I camped at Dover for 3-day races and was the best experience ever. I never got to do Dover, but I've gone to a lot of races at Dover. I never got to camp there, though. Sounds cool. Marie, drink at the Deets and dump it to my local driver, Steve Buckwalter. Bummer for him. Clayton Myers. We watched Knoxville on Saturday night. That was a pretty good one. Drink at the Tim's, smoking the Knoxville opener with a handful of Outlaws and a big crowd. And also drink at the Gary Kaufman back in the pit area this week. No dumps this week. Go Posse. Thank you. That's awesome, Clayton. That's the positivity we need. Knoxville was pretty good. And free admission helped that they had a couple Outlaws in the pits. Because I think Buddy was there, but he scratched. Sheldon was there. He started up front. I think Garrett Williamson looked really good. And they had free admission, and they had a pretty good crowd. So shout out to Knoxville on that one. Brandon Zerk, drink it to Chase Dietz for a dominant weekend and dump it to Jaden Wolf for his continuous bad luck, for sure. Cameron Merriman, dump it for Adam Carberry. Spent like 10 minutes chatting with him about saving money on tires over the offseason during intermission because racing is expensive. And then he left and tore up with a tore up race car. Yeah, that sucks. Dump it to your boy Brent Marks. Lap 1 spin out and a mechanical failure. Todd Fritz, drink it to Cody Fletcher for 4 at Lincoln. Dave Scott Smeltzer, drink it to Chase Dietz and the Stamen Motorsports team and Kenny Edkin Racing and Brock Fearless. Wins, dump it to the torn up race cars this weekend. Autodrome Drummond. Yes, I think you're right, Tyler. I think that's the one where it's on Flow. It looks like a really nice track. And they speak nothing but French Canadian or whatever. Always looks fun. I always enjoy watching it. I thought you were Dave. I thought you were meant to say Brock Fearless. He kind of had to be fearless there at one point. Brock Zierfoss. Mandy, last one. Drink at the Chase Dietz. McGrew bid Microtrack getting their whole show in on Friday before it rained. Cody Fletcher, Ryan Timms, and Knoxville being packed on free admission night. Dump it to weather, silly season shenanigans. That spectator drag race crash. And the wrecks at McGrew and a car blowing up after winning his heat. Jay Karkland, he's okay. FTO, FDG, Beer Hill or Die, Posse on top. Love it. T2 t-shirts still available. I have to get inventory. We have a very small handful available in some weird sizes, but I'll try to get inventory of what we do have. It's less than 5 of what we have, but we might have your size, so I'll let you know. That's it. Good show. I'm hype.
Good shit. Good job, Jimmy.
Good job, Jay-Z.
I'm just happy to be here every week with you, man.
Thanks to all of you guys for tuning in live. If you're listening to the podcast the next day, please give a like and follow. As always, got to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Karchner Warehouse and Logistics. If you have any logistics or warehousing needs, they're located right at the crossroads of Interstate 80 and 81. They have a ton of warehousing space and a lot of trucks. If you need any of that, check them out, Karchner Warehouse and Logistics. That's going to be it for us tonight. Hopefully see you guys at Lincoln tomorrow.